Hello students, welcome back to all of you. So today let's start our next topic of chapter Physical Features of India. Dear students, as we know, we have 6 different physical features, 6 major physical features of India. And till now we have discussed about the northern Himalayas, Himalayan mountains, northern plains, and now today we will discuss about the third important physical division of India, that is known as Peninsular Plateau. Dear students, first of all, what is plateau? Plateau is a table-like level land that is elevated or located on height from the plain areas. For example, this is called mountain. And this is a hill. Both of these two having the conical shape, but the height of a hill is less than 900 meter and a mountain more than 900 meter. And what about plateau? Plateau is like a table land, जैसे टेबल होता है, but it doesn't mean it is having a plain surface land. On plateau we have mountains or some level land, means we can say the rugged topography. Rugged means एक ऊंची नीची या जिसको हम उबड़ खाबड़ बोलते हैं, यानी कि uneven topography is here. So today we will discuss about the Peninsular Plateau of India. So to better understand this major physical division of India, we discuss or we divide this Peninsular Plateau in some different areas. First of all, the area of Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau, as we know, it is located in the south of northern plains. We know here northern plains are located, or the Ganga plains, and in the south of northern plains this roughly triangular shape is known as the Peninsular Plateau. Dear students, this Peninsular Plateau is the ancient, or we can say the oldest land feature of India. As we know earlier, it was the part of Africa. It was the part of Gondwana land. And to better understand, we divide this Peninsular Plateau in some different parts, mainly in two parts. First, Central Highlands, and second, Deccan Plateau. These two main categories are given in chapter, but here I will tell you about the further divisions of these plateaux. As you can see here, these are the mountain ranges. You know, this is Aravalli, this is Vindhyachal, this is Satpura. This continuous mountain range is known as Western Ghats, they are located in the west side, and these are the eastern Ghats. So first of all, the central highlands, or for mainly this collective area, as it is known as the peninsular plateau, we can say, or we can see, this time the base of this peninsular plateau lies near the northern plains or in the northern side, and its apex इसका जो सिरा है, that lies in the south side towards the Indian Ocean. As we know here, Indian Ocean is located in the south of peninsular plateau. So first of all, central highlands. The area of central highlands is this area. In the south of northern plains, in the east it is covered by, or its boundary is marked by Aravalli hills. In south, Vindhyachal mountain range is located, or here in the eastern side we can say the Raj Mahal hills are located. For the further division of this central highland, we can divide it in further divisions. First of all, the Malwa plateau, and the second one is Chota Nagpur plateau. First of all, the Malwa plateau. This area, Aravalli to Vindhyachal, this area till here in the central parts, this is known as the central highland, Malwa plateau of central highland. And even this plateau is also again divided in small parts. Bundelkhand, Bhagelkhand are also the small parts of this area, those who are located here in this region. This is the Malwa plateau, and we know Chambal, Betwa, Ken, these are the rivers that flow through this region, and this region moves from south to north and they merge in the Ganga river system. Then next, this part, mainly here, the Jharkhand state. Earlier Jharkhand was the part of Bihar, and after separation, जब झारखंड अलग होता है बिहार से, so totally the mineral reserves of India that totally lies in the Chota Nagpur plateau region, they comes under the Jharkhand state, Jharkhand region. इंडिया का जो मिनरल स्टोर हाउस जिसको कहा जाता है, दैट इज द छोटा नागपुर प्लेट्यू रीजन, एंड इट इज मेनली लोकेटेड इन द एरियाज ऑफ झारखंड स्टेट. Rajmahal hills are also located here. This is about the central highlands. One more feature about this central highland, as we can see, there are also the extension of this central highlands, or we can say this peninsular plateau also extends till here in Meghalaya. But here it is known as the Karbi Anglong or Meghalaya plateau. Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, these three hills are located here, and dear students, these hills are also the part of peninsular plateau. Now question comes here, actually this area comes under the northern plains. So how it is possible Here is also plateau region and here it is also. So how it stretches from western side to eastern side? Actually, dear students, to understand this concept, let's see this. Now, this is the horizontal look of this peninsular plateau. As you are standing here in the south, or if you are looking towards the north, then we can see this peninsular plateau in this shape. Here, these are the western Ghats, these are the eastern Ghats, and here a depression comes over here in this plateau region. जब ये प्लेट्यू रीजन वेस्ट टू ईस्ट की तरफ मूव करता है तो यहां पर इसमें एक डिप्रेशन आता है. डिप्रेशन मीन्स एक ट्रेंच, आप कह सकते हो एक गहरा गड्ढा यहां पे आता है. एंड यू नो दिस डिप्रेशन इज नोन एज द मालदा फॉल्ट. मालदा इज आल्सो ए प्लेस in West Bengal, and again this plateau comes out here in the Meghalaya in the form of Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills. What happens here? The peninsular or the Himalayan rivers, those who are flowing through this region, these rivers deposits their sediments here. And after filling the sediments here, this region was covered by northern plains. But the downside, the basement of this area, that is also a part of peninsular plateau. So we can say the central highlands are, again we can divide in Malwa plateau, this area, Chota Nagpur plateau, this region, and the third one is Karbi, Anglong or Meghalaya plateau, this part. So this is about the central highlands. Now let's discuss about the second part of the peninsular plateau. The second part of this peninsular plateau is known as the Deccan plateau. This is also lies in a roughly triangular shape. Its base lies here in the north. Its boundary is marked by the Satpura range. In western side, its boundary is marked by the Western Ghats, and in eastern side, its boundary is marked by the Eastern Ghats. And here the Rajmahal hills, in the north Satpura hills, in west Western Ghats, and in the east Eastern Ghats. So this is like a roughly triangular shape. And this is about the Deccan plateau. Deccan plateau, as we know, it is made up of igneous and metamorphic rocks. That's why we found here black soil, and even some conchers are also there. The rocks having basalt and calcium. So this is a hard surface area. And now about the slope of this plateau. As we know, the Western Ghat is a continuous mountain range that is also a part of this peninsular plateau. And maximum rivers, they originates from the Western Ghat and they drop their water in the Bay of Bengal. Means we can see the slope of this peninsular plateau is moving towards the south. downward side. Here in the west side height is here, and this side it is going downside. And one more thing that is very important in this topic, that is about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So Western Ghat is a continuous mountain range. It is not possible to cross this. Means for the construction of roadways or railways, as we know, the level land is required for the railway lines, for the construction of railway lines. So we have 3 gaps here in this Western Ghats. Here Thar Ghat, here this gap, it is known as Bhor Ghat, and here in the south again one gap is here, that is known as Pal Ghat. Actually here what happens here, these 3 locations in the Western Ghat, they having the low altitude. Low altitude means the gap lies here. इस कॉन्टिन्यूस माउंटेन रेंज के बीच में यहाँ ये 3 ऐसे प्लेसेस हैं जहाँ पर इन वेस्टर्न घाट की हाइट जो है वो काफ़ी कम है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर द पॉसिबल टू लेइंग द रेलवे लाइंस इन दिस कोस्टल एरियाज. इन कोस्टल रीजन्स को रेलवे लाइंस के साथ कनेक्ट करने के लिए इन तीनों घाट्स को यूज किया जाता है. एंड another important feature of this Western Ghat is here its highest peak. Its highest peak lies here in the south, and the peak is known as Anai Mudi, and the height of this peak is 2695 meter, and it is situated in the Nilgiri hills. And about the Eastern Ghats, as you can see here, wide gaps are lies in the Western Ghats, and their average height is very less than the Western Ghats. वेस्टर्न घाट्स की हाइट ज़्यादा है और ईस्टर्न घाट्स की हाइट कम है. एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, द स्लोप मूव्स फ्रॉम वेस्टवर्ड टू द ईस्टवर्ड साइड, एंड द हाइएस्ट पीक ऑफ वेस्टर्न घाट्स इज इट लाइज हेयर इन द ईस्टर्न घाट्स, एंड इट्स नेम इज महेंद्रगिरी. Mahendragiri peak, and its height is 1501 meter. For more further information about these 2 ghats, I'll send you the PDF notes. So through that you can better understand more about these ghats. So dear students, this is all about the Western Ghats that is given in the book. One more feature is given in the book, that Eastern Ghats in the south, they merge with the Western Ghats, and in the form of, here as we know, the Nilgiri hills, and here the part of Eastern Ghat, Shavroy and Javadi hills, they are located here, and these hills merge with each other here in the southern part. So this is all about the peninsular plateau. First of all, to make better understand about the peninsular plateau, we divided this peninsular plateau in different parts. First, central highlands. For more further division, we have done here Malwa plateau, then Chota Nagpur plateau, and then Karbi Anglong plateau. And next, the more area that is covered by this Deccan plateau. Okay, so I think this is enough. Let's discuss more about the another important physical feature of India, that is about the Thar desert. As you can see here, this region in the west side of Aravalli, it is known as the desert region of India, or we can say it Thar desert, and it is also known as the Great Indian Desert. Okay. So dear students, as you know, in the desert region, it is totally covered by the sand. It is totally covered by sand, this region, and some of its area lies in the Pakistan. And mainly this desert region comes under the Rajasthan state, and it stretches till Haryana and Punjab in the north, and in south it stretches here till the Gujarat state. And in the eastern side it is marked by its boundary is marked by the Aravalli hills. Why desert is located here in the western side? Actually, when monsoon winds come, about the monsoon winds we will discuss it later in the chapter 4 climate. So this time we can understand only when monsoon wind comes in the rainy season in the month of June, July, August, then all these parts of India they receive rainfall. But due to the Aravalli mountain, when winds comes in India, these winds are stopped by this Aravalli mountain range, and that's why this area receives very less amount of rainfall, and it receives nearly 15 centimeter to 20 centimeter annual rainfall. Annual मीन्स पूरे साल में यहाँ 15 सेंटीमीटर से 20 सेंटीमीटर तक ही रेनफॉल होती है. एंड दैट्स वाई द कैक्टस, बबूल, कैक्टी और द थॉर्नी बुशेस ओनली ग्रोन हेयर. मीन्स वेजिटेशन एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ, दैट इज a few over here. And one more feature of this desert, there is only a single river that flow through this region. You know the name of this river? This river is known as the, I am writing it here, Luni. Dear students, Luni is the single river that originates in the western side of Aravalli hills, and it never falls in any water body. Means आपने देखा होगा कि जितनी भी नदियां निकलती हैं वो किसी न किसी सी, ओशियन या लेक में अपना पानी डिस्चार्ज करती हैं. बट हियर दिस लूनी रिवर नेवर डिस्चार्ज इट्स वाटर इन अरेबियन सी, एंड it merges in the Thar desert because the quantity of water, the amount of water that flow in this river, that is very less. And when river moves towards the south, then sand starts absorbing all the water of this river. Until here in the Kutch region, here is Kutch region. What is the speciality of this Kutch region? This is totally swampy and marshy area. So this river never reaches till the coastal areas. So in the mid it ends. The water disappear here near the run of Kutch. One another physical feature that found in the Thar desert, that is sand dunes. We know the hills of sand in desert is known as the sand dunes. अब ये जो sand dunes हैं ये दो तरह के पाए जाते हैं. Means actually we have so many types of sand dunes, but in the book only two types of sand dunes are given here. First is Barchan and second is longitudinal sand dunes. Now let's try to understand how these sand dunes form. That is, the formation of these sand dunes is not given in the book, but I am explaining here about these sand dunes. First of all, the Barchans. The crescent shape sand dunes is known as Barchan in the local language of the people, those who lives in the Rajasthan. This is the elevation view of these kind of Barchans, these kind of sand dunes, and they are also known as the crescent shaped sand dunes. Now let's try to understand its side view. Actually, what happens when wind moves or flow over the sand particles in the desert region, or any obstacle like tree, bushes, or any stone or rock material comes here in the way of the wind, then sand particles starts deposit here, and after some time they will cover this region, and after some time you can see this kind of feature from the side. Here it is gentle slope, having the gentle slope, the windward side, and this side they have steep slope. Steep slope means tez dhal. So this is about the Barchans or the crescent shaped sand dunes. Now the second type of sand dunes that we found here, that is the longitudinal sand dunes. Actually, the main role of in the formation of these sand dunes is played by the wind and its direction. For example, the wind moving from this side west to east, then what happens? Some sand dunes, those who lies nearly at the right angle in the front of wind, so this side becomes the steep slope and this side becomes the this side becomes the gentle slope and this side becomes the steep slope, and sometimes some crescents also develop here. This time it develops the transverse sand dunes, that is not given in book. This time it forms, the direction of wind forms transverse sand dunes, but when the direction of wind changes from this side and from this side, sometimes wind moves from this side, or after some days or after some months when wind direction changes and move from this side, then you can see a continuous hill range forms here, and this is known as the longitudinal sand dunes. One another type of sand dune is also that found in the desert region, that is also totally depend on the direction of wind. If sometime wind moves from the different directions, then what happens? The sand will collect here in the center part, and it will form like a hill. The slopes will fall through all the side, and the peak of this sand dune lies here. Then this type of sand dune is known as the star sand dunes. So I think this is enough that is given in the book, and I tried to tell you more about these sand dunes. So let's recall what we have discussed today. First of all, we discussed about the peninsular plateau of India, and that is again further divided in Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. Central Highlands again we divided in Malwa Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Karbi Anglong Plateau, and then the second major division of the peninsular plateau is Deccan Plateau. And second, the next physical feature that we discussed, that is Thar Desert, the great Indian desert, and this region receives nearly 15 centimeter to 20 centimeter annual rainfall. That's why this is covered by the sand particles or by the sand, and very less vegetation and wildlife occurs here, found here, and this area is totally covered by the sand dunes. Sand dunes means the small hills of the sand. And which kind of sand dunes we found here? Longitudinal sand dunes and crescent shape sand dunes. And the single river that flow through this region, that is only Loni. So dear students, I think this is enough. So stay tuned for the next video. Good luck.